Most people are not suffering from a lack of money. They're suffering from a lack of meaning. They are not broke in their bank accounts. They are bankrupt in their minds, empty in their spirits, starving for something deeper than success, something louder than applause, something real enough to shake them out of this slow spiritual death. They wake up every day with alarms, but never wake up to their life. Because the truth, the hard truth, is this: most people will live and die without ever meeting themselves. They will dress in costumes, speak in scripts, and chase goals that were never theirs. They will follow inherited desires and confuse fitting in with fulfillment. They will call it a career. They will call it adulthood. They will call it reality. But it is none of those things. It is fear. It is programming. It is survival, wearing the mask of success. And the cost of this unexamined existence is everything. Not just money, not just time, but the very reason you were put on this earth. Carl Jung once said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul." And that is why most people stay broke, because they are terrified of what they might find if they stopped running. Broke is not a bank balance. Broke is a belief system, a mind built on scarcity, a heart trained to tolerate mediocrity, a spirit that has forgotten its fire. This world doesn't just keep people poor through systems and statistics. It keeps them poor through stories. Stories like, play it safe. Don't ask for too much. Who do you think you are? Be grateful for what you've got. And yes, be grateful, always. But don't you dare confuse gratitude with submission. You can be grateful for where you are and still be called to something greater. You can love your family and still break their limiting beliefs. You can honor your past and still outgrow it. You can be thankful for the job and still walk away from it because your soul is not for sale and your life is not a discount version of the dream. But most people don't walk away because walking away requires one thing: vision. And most people never learn to see. They learn to obey. They learn to conform. They learn to shrink. They learn how to make a living, but never how to build a life. They learn how to chase status, but never how to cultivate self-worth. And they spend their years in quiet resignation, using debt to decorate their prison, using entertainment to numb their emptiness, using excuses to explain why they haven't become who they were meant to be. You ask them why they're stuck, and they'll tell you it's the economy. They'll say it's the government, the market, their boss, their ex, their parents, their childhood. But it's not any of that. It's the mindset they inherited and never questioned. Because mindset is the root of all wealth or all poverty. It is not just what you think, it is what you believe is possible. It is the blueprint through which you interpret reality. And if that blueprint is damaged, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You will keep building poverty with the tools of potential. The broke mind says, "I can't afford it." The wealthy mind says, "How can I create it?" The broke mind says, "What if I fail?" The wealthy mind says, "What if I learn?" The broke mind waits for permission. The wealthy mind moves from purpose, and purpose. Purpose is not a job title. It is not a role. It is not found in a personality test or a morning journal. Purpose is the alignment between your gifts and your conviction. It's what happens when your deepest truth meets the world's deepest need. But to find it, you must go to war with the false self. The self that was taught to be small. The self that was praised for being agreeable. The self that survived by staying silent. You must dig beneath the layers, the stories, the shame, the noise, until you find the seed that was always buried inside you. And once you find it, you must protect it, because the world will try to kill it. Not always with hatred, sometimes with kindness. They'll say, "Don't risk too much. Just be realistic." Not everyone is meant for greatness, but what they really mean is, "I gave up on my dream, so yours makes me uncomfortable." This is why you must build a fortress around your vision, a mind so clear that doubt cannot speak, a spirit so grounded that fear cannot move you. Discipline is your sword, focus is your shield, and purpose is your compass. You don't need motivation. You need direction. You don't need hype. You need habit. You don't need a map. You need conviction so powerful that you're willing to create the path with your own hands. Because no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to crown you. You must rise, alone if you must, and choose yourself before the world ever does. And when you do, when you stop asking for permission and start giving yourself authority, everything changes. You stop playing defense with your time. You stop negotiating with mediocrity. You stop waiting for a miracle and start becoming one. You start building wealth, real wealth. Not just money, but identity. Not just income, but impact. You stop working to survive and start living to serve something eternal. Because money is a tool. But purpose is the blueprint. And without purpose, even the richest man lives in poverty. They chase paper, but they don't chase meaning. They stack digits in accounts that don't speak to their soul. And when the noise dies down and the lights go off, they feel it. That unbearable silence of a life built on the wrong foundation. Because deep down, every human being knows you were not made just to earn. You were made to become. But the world doesn't teach you that. It teaches you how to follow rules, how to comply, how to trade your fire for a paycheck. They'll say, go to school, get a job, climb the ladder, retire at 65, and maybe that worked once. But this is a different world now. The rules have changed, and the only people still playing by them are the ones too afraid to build their own game. The truth? The broke stay broke because they follow systems that were never designed to free them. Systems built on repetition, not revelation. Systems that reward obedience, not originality. Systems that train you to memorize, not to awaken. And awakening, that's dangerous. Because once you wake up, you can't go back. You start seeing how most of society is asleep. You start noticing how comfort is sold like salvation, how distraction is the new drug, and how everyone's scrolling their life away while their destiny waits in silence. But the awakened don't scroll. They build. They rise early. They train their thoughts like warriors. They speak life into the silence. They create wealth not just to spend it, but to multiply their mission. Because the mission is everything. Money without mission is misery in disguise. It's champagne on a sinking ship. It's smiles in public and breakdowns behind closed doors. But when your wealth serves your purpose, it becomes sacred. It becomes fuel. It becomes an extension of your alignment with truth. And the truth is this. Most people are not stuck because of their job. They're stuck because of their identity. They see themselves as small, as replaceable, as someone who doesn't deserve more. And if you believe you don't deserve it, you will sabotage every blessing that comes your way. You will reject the door before you even knock. This is why healing your inner world is the greatest investment you'll ever make. Not just emotionally, economically, because every limit you've accepted internally is a ceiling on your potential externally. You want to raise your income. Raise your self-image. Raise your standards. Raise the vision you hold of who you are when no one is watching. That's where it starts. Not in books, not in banks, not in business plans. In the mirror. Do you see someone worthy of abundance? Do you see someone capable of transformation? Do you see someone called chosen, forged by fire? You can't fake this. The universe responds to identity, not to wishing, not to begging, not to laziness masked as being realistic. It responds to energy, to clarity, to decisions, not decisions made out of desperation, but decisions made from conviction. And that's where most people break. They make decisions from fear. They ask, what's the safe thing to do? Instead of, what does my future demand of me right now? They fear failure more than they fear regret. They fear judgment more than they fear stagnation. They fear discomfort more than they fear dying with their potential still locked inside them. And so they stay broke. Not because they lack opportunity, but because they refuse to become someone who can seize it. Because, let's be honest, wealth doesn't come to the person who wants it most. It comes to the one who's willing to become someone worthy of it. The one who shows up when it's hard. The one who creates when no one's clapping. The one who faces their fears in public and says, "This might break me, but it's going to build me first." That's the path. It's not pretty. It's not polished. And it sure as hell isn't easy. But it's real. And it's yours if you have the courage to walk it. Because there's something you have to understand. You were not meant to fit in. You were meant to break the mold, to redefine what's possible for your bloodline, to build a legacy that makes your ancestors proud and your descendants unshakable. But you can't build that legacy with a broken inner world. You can't build wealth with a wounded identity. You can't fulfill purpose while living in pretense. So what do? You go deep. You face the shadow. You sit in the silence. You question the beliefs that were handed to you by people who never found their own freedom. You confront the part of you that wants to stay comfortable. You love it. You thank it for trying to keep you safe, and then you walk past it. Because safety is not your God. Comfort is not your purpose. And playing small is not your calling. Your calling is to wake up, to rise above the noise, to reject the fate of the masses and claim the life that's been whispering your name for years. Not because it's easy, not because it's guaranteed, but because it's yours. Because no one else can walk your path. No one else can fulfill your vision. No one else can bring your specific fire into this world. You don't just owe it to yourself. You owe it to everyone who will rise after you. Everyone who will look at your story and say, "If they did it, so can I." But they can't say that if you keep hiding. They can't say that if you keep stalling. They can't say that if you keep pretending that your dream can wait. It can't. It won't. And the longer you delay it, the louder your regret will become. So rise, not for the world, not for the applause, but for the becoming. Because in that becoming is where wealth is born, is where purpose is ignited, is where you finally stop existing and start living. No more waiting. You've waited long enough. You've watched enough videos, read enough books, listened to enough podcasts. But nothing will change until you change. Because at the root of all transformation is ownership. And ownership means this: if my life is a reflection of my choices, then I have the power to choose differently. And that is where the broke begin to rise, when they stop outsourcing their power. You are not poor because of your upbringing. You are poor because you accepted your upbringing as the ceiling. You are not stuck because of your circumstances. You are stuck because you stopped adapting when life demanded a new version of you. And now, right now, is the moment you either repeat the story or rewrite it. Because every person who ever changed their life faced this exact fork in the road of comfort or courage, of staying the same or surrendering to the fire of change. And that fire? It will not kill you. It will forge you. But only if you trust it. Only if you let go of who you were, so you can rise as who you were meant to become. Carl Jung taught that the shadow, the hidden rejected parts of ourselves, holds the key to our transformation. And that's why so few ever find their purpose. Because finding it requires facing what you've spent your entire life avoiding. Your insecurities, your pain, your envy, your guilt, your shame. The part of you that says, "I'll never be enough," even when the world screams that you already are. But here's the truth. You will never walk in power until you walk through pain. You will never claim your abundance until you confront your emptiness. You will never find your purpose by chasing happiness. You find it by becoming whole. And wholeness doesn't come through pretending. It comes through integration, through accepting that your darkness is not your enemy. It is your teacher, your fear. It's not there to stop you. It's there to show you where your potential lies. Your failure, it's not there to humiliate you. It's there to humble you so you can rise with wisdom instead of ego. Your setbacks, they are not curses. They are contractions before your rebirth. But if you never sit with them, if you never listen, you'll keep spinning the same cycles. Different jobs, same emptiness. Different goals, same hollowness. Different years, same regrets. You'll dress it up in new words, new habits, new trends. But deep down, you'll know you've never actually changed. Because change is not about adding more. It's about letting go. Letting go of the lies. Letting go of the expectations. Letting go of who the world told you to be. That's when the shift happens. That's when wealth begins. That's when you stop chasing purpose like it's somewhere outside of you. And realize it's been inside you this whole time. Buried, ignored, dismissed, but never gone. And once you find it, you'll realize you don't need more time. You need more intensity. You don't need more information. You need more alignment. You don't need permission. You need decisiveness. Because purpose is not found, it is activated. By stepping into the storm, not waiting for the skies to clear. By choosing to build before you feel ready. By speaking truth even when your voice shakes. By deciding that your dream matters more than your fear of being misunderstood. And when you do that, when you live like you were sent here, money follows, opportunities open, doors appear that weren't there before. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because when you change your inner world, your outer world rearranges itself to match it. This is why the broke stay broke. They change their tactics, but they never change their identity. They chase quick wins, but never build inner wealth. It's the confidence to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. It's the clarity to say no to what doesn't serve your path. It's the discipline to act when motivation is gone. It's the resilience to rise after failure. It's the ability to stand alone, if that's what your evolution requires. Because the path of purpose, it is not always popular, but it is always worth it. There will be seasons where no one claps, where no one understands, where you question everything. But hear me. Do not quit in those moments. Do not shrink. Do not go back to who you used to be just because that version was accepted. Your old life will always beg you to return. But your soul knows too much now. You've tasted vision. You've glimpsed what's possible. You've heard the call. And once you've heard it, you can never unhear it. Not really. You can ignore it. You can delay it. But you can't escape it. It will whisper to you in traffic. It will echo through your relationships. It will haunt your comfort zones. Because your purpose is relentless. It will not stop until you become what you were born to be. So rise, not in hype, but in honor. Honor the dream. Honor the work. Honor the whispers you silenced for far too long. Because the world is not waiting for another copy. It is waiting for you. The real you. The full you. The free you. And when that version of you walks in purpose, there is no force on earth that can keep you broke. No story that can keep you small. No doubt that can bury your light. Because you are no longer surviving. You are becoming. The world is waiting for you. Waiting for you to step into the power that has always been inside you. Waiting for you to declare that you are no longer defined by your circumstances, but by the strength of your vision. And it begins right now. It begins in this very moment when you make the decision to no longer play small. Because the brokenness you feel, the emptiness you've been hiding, it was never a sign of weakness. It was a sign of your greatness. It was a calling to awaken to something greater, something that can't be found in the noise of the world, but only in the silence of your soul. And here's the harsh truth. No one is going to hand you your life's purpose on a silver platter. No one is going to give you permission to dream. No one is going to show up and hand you the keys to the kingdom. That's not how this works. You have to claim it. You have to fight for it. You have to make the decision to become who you were always meant to be, even when the world tells you to conform, to settle, to play it safe. And when you do, the universe will respond. The doors will open. The connections will align. And the success you once thought was for someone else will become the life you now own. But the journey to that moment? It will not be easy. It will not be smooth. It will test you in ways you never imagined. But that's exactly why it's worth it. Because you don't become strong by staying comfortable. You become strong by breaking through resistance, by conquering your doubts, your fears, your weaknesses, by pushing forward when the world tells you to quit. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the sum of your courage to continue despite them. The ability to stand tall after you've been knocked down and say, "This will not break me. This will make me." This is the true meaning of resilience. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about using pain as fuel. It's about transforming every setback into a step forward, turning every obstacle into an opportunity to grow. And when you live this way, you are unstoppable. Most people stay broke because they don't understand this truth. Success isn't a straight line. It's a winding, unpredictable, tumultuous road. And the people who get to the top are the ones who refuse to quit. They didn't quit when they were told they weren't good enough. They didn't quit when failure knocked them down. They didn't quit when the journey got lonely. They kept going. They kept pushing. They kept believing. And that is why they succeeded. You see, success isn't about the moment you make it. It's about the person you become while you're chasing it. It's about the character you build, the discipline you cultivate, the courage you summon when the odds are against you. That is what creates wealth, not just in your bank account, but in your soul. And what happens when you build a soul of wealth? You become a beacon, a force of nature, a magnet for opportunity, a light that shines so brightly others can't help but be drawn to you. Because once you've done the inner work, once you've healed those broken pieces, once you've stepped into your true identity, the world has no choice but to reward you. But it rewards you not just with money, but with freedom. The freedom to live life on your terms, the freedom to create, to give, to change the world in the way only you can. But it doesn't stop there. This isn't just about personal success. This is about the ripple effect you create. When you rise, you raise everyone around you. When you step into your power, you give others permission to do the same. This is the legacy you leave. Not just wealth, but transformation. Not just abundance, but a movement. Not just a story of success, but a testament to the power of becoming. And that is why this is so important. The world needs your story. The world needs your journey. The world needs your purpose. Because when you become who you were always meant to be, you give others the courage to do the same. Your mission is not just for you. It's for the world. It's for the generations that will come after you, who will look to your life as proof that it's possible to rise above, to break free, to claim your destiny and never look back. So what are you going to do with this moment? Are you going to stay where you are, waiting for something to change? Or are you going to step forward, declare your purpose, and walk in the power that has always been yours? Because the truth is, the only thing keeping you broke is the belief that you're not worthy of more. The only thing holding you back is the fear that you might fail. But failure is not the end. It is the beginning. Failure is the crucible that forges the soul of the successful. It is the price you pay to gain the strength that only comes through struggle. So let go of the past. Let go of the story that says you're not enough. Let go of the fear that keeps you from stepping into your greatness. And rise. Rise up as the person you were born to be. The person who is not just chasing wealth, but creating a life that is rich in purpose, meaning, and freedom. A life that shines so brightly that the world cannot ignore it. This is your time. This is your moment. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. And when you do, when you finally claim your worth, the doors will open, the possibilities will multiply, and you will be unstoppable. So, rise and claim what is yours.